Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Sean Kolontarov, and this time we're going to discuss about predicting the MCU until 2032, all 42 possible movies. The next 10 years of Marvel Cinematic Universe are already planned by Marvel Studios, and here are 42 ideas of what movies will become before 2032. Marvel Studios planning the next 10 years of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which could see as many as 39 movies released before 2032. But there are even more possibilities for what they could be after starting off releasing one or two movies per year. The MCU machine has increased its output in recent years to prove it can handle up to four films yearly. This is expected to be Marvel's new normal for years to come, which start the phase 4 proving there's still plenty of interest in the shared universe after the Avengers Endgame. Marvel Studios has no plans of slowing down. One of the many reasons why the MCU has been so successful is the long term plans they have in mind. While Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige might not have known the specifics about what would happen when the Avengers fought Thanos, the idea of the story began to form nearly decades before the big showdown. Marvel typically has plans that goes far as 10 years into the future, although even though they admitted that in much more fluid than some would otherwise believe. Still, the MCU has made habit of planning far ahead and letting audience know that they have content coming for years. Marvel's done this through special presentations, panels at the San Diego Comic Con, ND23, and more. Related MCU phase 4 and 5 are still missing, most important Avengers villain. Now the phase 4 of the MCU well underway, Marvel Studios Kevin Feige has confirmed that they are already planning the MCU roadmap until 2032. If Marvel sticks in normal of releasing 4 films per year, that means they know the next 39 MCU movies. Some of these titles confirmed are ready to be in a various stages of development or production, while there are also countless rumors about what is to come. Even though these reports can fully account for the next decades of Marvel storytelling, leaving plenty of room for speculation when it comes to predicting future MCU movies up to 2032. 11 confirmed upcoming MCU movies. Marvel Studios currently has several movies confirmed for 2022 and 2023. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of the Madness, Thor Love and Thunder, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever make up Studio's 2022 slate, while Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 2 The Marvel is coming out in 2023. There's also untitled MCU movie set for November 2023, which could be Marshala Ali's Blade. On top of them, MCU movies have confirmed release dates. Marvel Studios is also officially working on several other movies. Anthony Mackie is returning to star Captain America 4 with Sam Wilson journeys and the MCU new Captain America will continue beyond. Disney Plus Ryan Reynolds is also slated to return on the Mark of Mouth Deadpool 3, which will be the MCU first R-rated movie. Meanwhile, John Watts is directing the MCU Fantastic Four movie, while Daniel Dustin Creighton is confirmed working on Shang-Chi 2. Thanks for these various announcements, they are already on the 11 MCU movies known to be on the way. Tom Holland's next Spider-Man trilogy. There are also been plenty of signs of Marvel Studios' Sony Pictures development on the trilogy of Spider-Man movies. For Tom Holland, Peter Parker, the ending of Spider-Man No Way Home served in soft reboot of a character where Spider-Man's secret identity interact with Peter connection. Stark served as a new suit, adjusts life without Aunt May of his friend. Sony producer Amy Pascal has said Spider-Man 4 and 5 and 6 are already being planned, but Tom Holland is not officially committed to returning. Then a new trilogy could be Holland Spider-Man get a black Sunbite suit, fight Kingpin, and possibly even mentor Miles Morales. Related Spider-Man new trilogy good news for Miles Morales MCU future. Thor 5, it seems like almost sure it's bet on Thor Love and Thunder won't be in final time. Taika Waititi and Chris Hemsworth return for MCU movie, although will be Thor 4th solo film. Thor Ragnarok viewed as a star of a new trilogy rather than the conclusion of a character first. It's for the reason the Thor 5 could be made would be given the one chance of finish a trilogy of movies featuring the God of Thunder, Jane Foster transformation into a mighty Thor, ordinary and peaceful mindset in the fourth film could even point to her taking the lead of the sequel since Whitey has taken plenty inspiration from Jason Aaron. Comic run Thor 5 story could be a loose adaptation of a war in the realms. Black Panther 3. There's also a strong possibility of a Black Panther 3 happening in some form. Ryan Coogler, 2022 sequel expect to see the Black Panther mantle pass on another character following the death of Chadwick Boseman in 2020. Lily Rai Shuri wants and Dukes and Baku and Luplo Nayogi Nakia a three favorite to take over the superhero role. Lead the franchise, although the future Black Panther 3 could take the series plenty new direction, depending on what happened in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Rumored battle against the Namor of Atlantis could be the place for Doctor Doom. Potentially deeper, while the long-standing Hope Storm joining the franchise could also happen here, and Black Panther 3 could go in more unexpected direction. Though such happening in Wakanda begins exploring space, even bringing good variation of Killmonger of the full Michael B. Jordan, killing the franchise. Doctor Strange 3. The Benedict Cumberbatch Doctor Strange has become the increasingly important part of MCU. Doctor Strange 3 This is another step bet to happen after the exploring multiverse in the Phase 4 sequel. It will certainly be fascinating to see what journey goes in the third film. Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness introduction of Multiverse Illuminati team could have paved way for the third film. Features Strange forming his own team since she could be own movie. More than later, Doctor Strange can return to the Sorcerer more standalone adventures. It might be through the lens that Clea, brother Vodo, McGregor joined the MCU. Doctor Strange finally becomes the Sorcerer Supreme, and Morpheus' long-awaited MCU debuff happens. Captain Marvel 3. It will be surprising to Brie Larson. Captain Marvel doesn't return to lead another solo film. Captain Marvel was a major box office success. Her sequel of the Marvel is increasing power through appearance in Miss Marvel, Iman Vellani, and Monica Rambeau, Tyrone Paris. The MCU has put itself position where Captain Marvel has years missing stories. Adventures which should include the massive battle of the Kree helping the Skrulls Captain Marvel 3 can continue either the narrative. Indeed, a third movie starring Brie Larson character would have Marvel complete the first trilogy starring female hero, all while further exploring the cosmic side of the MCU. Related, Captain Marvel power increases risk a huge Avengers 5 problem. Guardian of the Galaxy 4. Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 4. Guardian of the Galaxy 4 also looks to be a safe happen some point of the MCU before 2032. James Gunn is wrapping up the trilogy of current iteration of Team in 2023. But he openly said the movie sets up another 10 years cosmic stories that might include killing few notable characters. In Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3 paved way the next roster form. Star-Lord, Chris Pratt most likely candidates take around the lead Guardian of going forward, while Mantis, Palm, Clements Fifth, Adam Warlock, Will Poulter also stick around. If other characters die and retire, then the rest of the team could include the powerful cosmic heroes in Moon, Dragon, Valley, Quasar, Nova Cosmo, and Beta Ray Bill. X-Men. Marvel Studios is confirmed to working on a mutant-related project, but it won't be too long before the MCU first X-Men movie is finally made. Professor X appearance in Doctor Strange's Multiverse Madness set up the existing mutants in the multiverse. Popular comic characters are among the most anticipated MCU can still introduce. This great interest is seeing how Marvel Studios differences its version of X-Men for the comic of Fox prior movie. This is why to be surprising the MCU gives the X-Men classic comic costume star highlights underserved character before the tackle new villain, instead of rehashing a Mango Professor X dynamic again. This could even include the standalone films The Virus Mutant and sequels the main X-Men franchise before 2032. Wolverine. If there's the one mutant besides the Deadpool best suited, get solo MCU franchise has to be a Wolverine. Hugh Jackman won't return for the movies. Robert studio will surely cast brand new actor play a part of a year to come. Wolverine is not the only one Marvel's most iconic character, presents the MCU with a plenty exciting possibilities for the solo movies. Explore the Wolverine and Hulk could finally fight on the big screen just like in the character first comic appearance, while Marvel could explore the MCU past thanks to his slow aging. The only reason Wolverine solo movie might not happen before 2032 if it gets a Disney Plus series instead. World War Hulk. World War Hulk, rumored to be another future MCU movie before 2032, the famous comic storyline became the subject of ensuing rumors, possibly Marvel movie in 2021. Marvel Studios hasn't made the solo Hulk movie since The Incredible Hulk in 2008, but that was the Universal, not Disney. It's possible the studio have now worked in deals to let Disney distribute the World War Hulk movie starring Mark Ruffalo. The film could either see Bruce Banner return to the saga to help overthrow its new leader, the safe people that left behind, like his lover Sarah, to be about the Hulk or heartbreak in Earth leads to war. Within Hulk, She-Hulk, and others, either option presents Marvel with different challenges. The opportunity set up more future Hulk stories. Related, every Hulk who could appear Marvel World War Hulk movie, Black Widow 2. There is also a chance Marvel Studios decide to capture Florence Pugh's popularity and demand for more Yelena Belova by making her the star of the Black Widow 2. The sequel could be Marvel opportunity to bring back Red Guardian Melina Vostokov and Taskmaster, well, depending when Black Widow 2 takes place. The MCU could even include Scarlett Johansson and Natasha Romanoff in some capacity. The MCU continues to explore the cosmetic of supernatural and more grounded spy franchise that could go a long way. Internals 2. Marvel Studio hasn't confirmed plans for Internals 2 possibly resolve the first film. Mixed reception, but there's no question the sequel needed to pay off. The cliffhanger and the Internals left audience in the dark about what happened. Cersei other Internals taken by Arisham and how Celestial Judge Earth. Meanwhile, Star Fox meeting Dana Macari Drug sets up their mission. Find the internal stories that necessary from that perspective. Now is the 7,000-year origin story is out of the way. An internal sequence can streamline the story, solve other criticisms were leveled against the Kazo movie. Thunderbolt. At some point before 2032, the MCU should find to make a Thunderbolts movie continues to be one of the most requested projects of Marvel. The project particularly could have taken several forms depending on how overall story continues. The Thunderbolt team could become the governor's sponsor team, Reformed Criminal featuring the likes of Becky Barnes, Hulk, Yelena Bolivar, and others doing more good to make up their past. Of course, the Thunderbirds could also follow the team's original comic origin where Baron Zemo and other villains disguise themselves as heroes further their evil plans. Young Avengers. Continuing the team-up possibilities of the MCU future movie through 2032, Young Avengers strong candidate happened before their Marvel story has not sadly been introduced. Remember the team before the comic throughout the beginning phase 4, Kate Bishop, Cassie Lang, and Wiccan Speed. Patriot America, Havas Kid, Loki, and Miss Marvel all exist in the MCU in some form. Young Avengers will all the guaranteed to be made some point in the next decades, but Marvel could elect to put young heroes on Disney Plus for team up series. However, the Avengers name branding the Kate Bishop's popularity plus potential mentors and Ant-Man and Hawkeye could be enough to bring the team to the big screen. Related MCU Phase 4 is still missing one key young Avengers member. Avengers 5. Marvel has yet to announce plans for the next Avengers movie. After the Avengers Endgame, it's easy to predict that will change before 2032. Avengers 5 is going to happen at some point in some form, although details and been more in the air. Marvel Studios could not introduce the MCU next Avengers roster in the team-up movie, bringing heroes like Sam Wilson, Captain America, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, Captain Marvel, Mighty Thor, Moon Knight, and Fantastic Four, and others together save the world from a new threat. The threat could range from Marvel's Dark Avengers, Galacticus, of Annihilation Wave, and the Cosmic Side gets involved too. Midnight Suns. There's also appearance of moving towards the Midnight Suns Supernatural Avengers team forming the future MCU movie. Phase 4 introduced Blade, Black Knight, and Moon Knight into the fold of Doctor Strange already exists. It wouldn't take much effort to get Ghost Rider, Brother Voodoo, and other supernatural characters incorporated into the large universe either. The Midnight Sun movie could bring them all together as well as the Werewolf by Night, Man-Thing, Elsa, Bloodstorm, Marvel Studios could even pull Daredevil and Punisher into Supernatural realm by giving them spot in the team in case Midnight Suns could be where several Supernatural MCU projects interact for major crossover. A-Force. The MCU future movie will include even more starring roles and female heroes, but there's interest of seeing them all team up together in Force actions involve MCU purpose. Idea of Kevin Feige many years ago. It will only matter time before Marvel Studios finally makes it. A reality will change for some combination Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch. Mighty Thor will stop shooting Monica Rambo, Yelena Boltova, Sarithena, Maka Kate Bishop, Ironheart, America Chavez, Camila Khan, Sue Storm, Bakai, Shu Hulk, and others to unite the epic crossover. Meanwhile, AFRS could be at the right place to introduce other female Marvel heroes to the MCU. The Illuminati. The introduction of Illuminati in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse Madness could be Marvel's way of teasing a proper version of the team coming to the MCU. There have been rumors about the Marvel Studios working on a project involving the Illuminati, which could be a movie starring Doctor Strange. After the MCU version of the Sorcery Counter, a version of the team, the multiverse, it will make sense of him form his own all-powerful console. This could be where the Strange assembles Bruce Banner, Richards, no more Captain Marvel, and other to be part. Will Illuminati influence the MCU future for the years to come? Related Doctor Strange 2 Illuminati changes can be impact their MCU role, X-Force. Now, Ryan Reynolds joining the MCU, Deadpool, it stands reason to be in more one movie next 10 years. That is why hopes of the X-Force movie could be revived in the future MCU movie. Ryan Reynolds was planning to film which would bring back this Betsy Domino Joshua Berlin Cable has followed Deadpool 3 prior to Disney acquisition of Fox Deadpool 2. Even featured a prototype of a team filled with a star-stud cameos while Ryan Reynolds features the Deadpool could include cameos of a variety of other projects. Even the entire trilogy within the MCU X-Force, strong possibility as well. Secret Wars. When looking ahead, one's going to have the MCU throughout the next decade. Adaptation Secret Wraps appears to be Horizon Phase 4. It ripped the multiverse wide open, the multiply properties for exploring variants, alternate universe, and everything else comes out when and the Russell brothers even repeatedly hinted their return of a Marvel studio to make Secret Wars their Avengers Endgame follow. It makes sense could be Marvel's next major crossover. The idea of multiple universe, colding the multiverse, thread like Kang Conquers work perfectly how the MCU currently shaping up in the Avengers Infinity War. The Avengers Endgame, where the end of Infinity Saga Secret Wars could be the end of a multiverse saga. Nova. Nova is reportedly finally coming to the MCU in the near future, but is not confirmed, will be the movie TV show as Marvel looks like expand the cosmic side of the MCU. After the Guardian Galaxy 1 and 3, would be smart to have Nova become the next majority cosmic franchise. It may not happen if it meant major part of the next iteration of the Guardian Galaxy team. Richard Rider journey rebuilding the Nova Corps after Thanos presumably destroyed, and then eventually mentoring Sam Alexander could be the trilogy of story itself. Nova even supports the ongoing theories the MCU preparing for the Annihilation Cosmics event crossover. Scarlet Witch. Elizabeth Olsen received a bigger role, one that Maximoff throughout her time in the MCU after multiverse major supporting role. Movie started in the WandaVision Disney Plus took in central role Doctor Strange 2. The complexity of character, interrogate Wanda backstory, prior WandaVision overall fandom Scarlet Witch could push Marvel Studios given whole solo movie. Near future Scarlet Witch movie could be deeper and cast magic potentially ties the mutant possibility of the MCU chance of a loose adaptation of major cosmic stories like House of M, whereas the Eliminator brings back the mutants or Children Crusades, where Wanda's son weakens seeks her to put his power begin to grow. Related Phase 5 will make MCU Scarlet, which retcon even weirder Daredevil. Charlie Scott's Daredevil official returned to the MCU Spider-Man No Way Home, but that isn't the last time he'll appear. After starting three-season Daredevil on Netflix, Marvel Studio is rumored to be developing solo project of him, while appears that it could be Disney Plus series. There is no confirmation Daredevil solo adventures could be extended by a solo film. The MCU Quest even announced all the movies could be pushed Daredevil movie far beyond anything solo live action adventures have features such as seeing him team up in various Marvel superheroes and move on to San Francisco. Captain Britain. In the next 10 years, Captain Britain could be another future MCU movie. Avengers Endgame included off reference of the Bardock who has been speculated reference Brian Braddock, Bird who received the mystical power of the Merlin and the Emerald Ride. As one of the UK's biggest superheroes, Captain Britain could be another opportunity for Marvel Studios to make MCU superheroes. Beyond New York of America in general, movie could also opportunity bring back Black Knight. Sarah Braddock as the leader of the MI-13 introduces the mutant sister Psylocke, even features the multiverse version of Captain America Britain Corps to get highly actual Captain Carter back in live action. Hercules. The MCU expansion of the mythologies continues to phase 4, which helps the foundation for Hercules solo movie to feature the Olympian god, son of Zeus, incredibly powerful major character Cosmic Saint Russell. Crow Zeus is a Thor love and thunder. There's already some setup for him joining the MCU could be natural expansion. Greek god mythology Phase 4 is introducing while he could effectively be the MCU Thor replacement Hercules getting his own film. It could be a major moment for Marvel Studios in term representation. He is the bisexual comics could be the first openly gay lead of a Marvel superhero movie depending on when it happens. Adam Warlock. Back to Cosmo with Pluto, Adam Warlock could also be the position for solo film after Guardian Galaxy Volume 3. The MCU has already left him out of a major story talent as part of the cosmic, so it could be not surprising respectively by giving him starring going forward in the Adam Warlock solo movie. It explores the evil counterpart Margot his role forming Infinity, which another building block towards the MCU annihilation event. And Charles mid credits scenes sets up the GOT3 Adam Warlock sneak way, Namor. Namor is expected the main villain of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Marvel Studio already reportedly considering spin-off opportunities for him due to the rich mythology Atlantis explored underwater world. The Namor spin-off could feature this great potential of his such future MCU movie. The world also potentially help establish the place of Illuminati's team position him for crossover. The Fantastic Four just Marvel attempts to make his version Aquaman Shang-Chi 3. The first Shang-Chi sequel already is in development, but could be quite shocking. Shang-Chi 3 doesn't also happen in the next 10 years. There's a lot of time to more movies starting. Sam Lu Kung Fu Master to be made the next decade, which story details about Shang-Chi 2 still kept under wraps. Speculation can run while its follow-up won't explore. However, Shang-Chi joining MI6, becoming the international spy, continuing potential war with Han LinkedIn rings. Working with the agent, Atlantis could be a story thread in Shang-Chi 3. Blade 2. Even though the first Blade movie doesn't have a release date, has taken several years to move through the development, likely won't take nearly as long as the sequel arrived. Blade 2 should be comfortably arrive the MCU stage before 2032. The Raid movie can bring back the Marshall Ali Vampire Hunter could be another step forward in the supernatural corner of the MCU, while the Blade could find himself fighting Dracula or another major vampire. Fantastic Four 2. Audience will likely also see the release of Fantastic Four sequel before 2032. Marvel Studios has yet to reveal such anything about the first movie. There is a great potential in Fantastic Four 2 to go bigger than, however, franchise starts battling Galactica's Doctor Doom. Two such possibilities as Miss Fantastic encountering the interdimensional Council of Reeds or team exploring the negative zone. If they aren't the first film, Fantastic Four sequel could even be where Franklin and Valeria Richard entered the picture. Related, the Fantastic Four already exists in the MCU Phase 5 Theory Explained feature MCU TV show. On top of the 42 confirmed rumored and possible MCU feature movie, Marvel Studios is also working on several Disney Plus shows. Success first ensured them will come throughout the next decade of Marvel storytelling too. The studio has two fun confirmed plans to the spin-off, like Echo of the Agatha House of the Harkness of the Ghost Rider show Man Thing Special, Wakanda Set series Shang-Chi spin-off has rumored the potential Disney Plus to tell four Marvel stories feature known as the new character least countless option what could come before 2032. This includes spin-off for the Rocket Groot, introducing Sentry or Storm, even team up like Secret Warriors. The possibilities are endless and unclear. Of one thing certain, there will be no shortage of the MCU content of the next decade. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this topic. Don't forget to follow and subscribe for more.